Thank you very much, guys, for coming. I'm glad you guys made it on time so you didn't miss the class. I wrote this class just recently. It's a new class. And the reason I wrote it is because there's so many people out there not succeeding, and I wanted to teach you a secret that I use to succeed. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I started as a carpet cleaner, and then built up Magic Wand Company. I sold my carpet cleaning company. I am a master textile cleaner, instructor for the IICRC, and so I've been there, done that. Close this. Okay. So here's just a story about me from going from nothing to something. I got out of college in the early 1990 when it was recession time. I don't know if you guys remember that. There were no jobs. And Didi and I both graduated, so we needed a place where we could both get a job. So we moved to Chicago because there's lots of jobs there. We didn't end up getting the best jobs, but we did get jobs. We worked for 7 months saving money, and we lived in a studio apartment with a roommate. And I worked out of my car, which is a Chevy Cavalier, and I had a little portable that broke down and I carried it in there. So that's kind of how it began. And when I started cleaning carpets way back when, I really was struggling as a carpet cleaner. And even now when I look back at some of the invoices I have, they have minimum $39 written on them. And that just drives me crazy. Because now, knowing what I know now, I realize how stupid I really was. But it took me a long time to figure it out. I kind of wrote my story down on just a piece of paper at night, and I wanted to just tell you that and how it transformed into this class. So what happened was, after I lost making money, you can't really live on $39, right? I turned to doing commercial work. And commercial work, I was getting 10 cents a square foot, which now seems foolish too. But at 10 cents a square foot, I actually did make a profit because I was working myself at that point. But I still wasn't making enough money. Didi and I both worked at night. She worked at a bank for insurance. And stupid enough, I started a janitorial company, and that made me busy, but it didn't really give me any more money. So now I had two businesses making no money. Then I started a maid service thinking, okay, well, now I can get into this business and make more money. That was the biggest mistake of my life. I had more work than you can imagine. And you gotta realize, I have a degree in marketing from college, right? And my friends are living it up. They're buying houses at this point. They have nice cars, and they're starting to have children, and I'm still struggling. So anyway, my maid service grew the fastest. And I had little time to concentrate on anything. So I was always on the fly or putting out fires. While all these events were happening, my wife and I decided it was time to have kids. She left her job to come help me with the growing maid service while I ran the other two. Money became even tighter. We didn't have health insurance for our daughter when she was born. It was $8,000 just for her, plus my wife's stay at the hospital. But you know what? I credit all the motivation, all the things I learned from that first child, because it really set my priorities straight and taught me that I had to succeed. I had to figure out how to succeed. I had no choice. I was too deep into this. So we started doing our numbers, and we saw that all this volume we had 11 maids at one time. All this volume that was coming in from the janitorial and the maid service side. And all the profit that was coming in was from the carpet side, because it kind of improved my carpet cleaning performance. I as far as price goes and, a little bit of fine tuning. And I was working with a helper at this point. So I was doing pretty good, making maybe $100,000. And then when I hired the helper, I was up to 200,000. Take home was like 100, and Dee Dee was home. So we're making enough to get by, basically. When I hired a helper, my income went from 100,000 to 200,000, and Dee Dee was my wife, was able to concentrate on our carpet cleaning business, and we got rid of our maid service and janitorial business. It wasn't until I realized the biggest success secret of my life. My helper cleaned while I made friends. I made friends with the customers, and when I made friends with them, I added more things. I added protector, I added extra rooms. So all of a sudden, my average ticket was $220. It's pretty darn good. You can't just have one child because you gotta have another one, right? Because this child needs company. So we decided to have our second one. Now talk about motivation. Really started fine-tuning on my art of getting more from each job. But people I did, oh yeah, before I did that, I thought, you know what, I need more money. I'm gonna do water restoration now. But water restoration and family really don't mix well for you the guys who know water restoration. So 2 small kids at home and working constantly doing water damage restoration, it just wasn't where I wanted to be. So that was the third mistake of my life. So this is where I learned the art of a full inventory. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I know from experience that only 6% of the people reading or watching me or listening to me are going to actually implement this, okay? Because those are the facts. But if you do, you're going to just notice huge returns. So this is how everything went. I got a job for 2 rooms and a hall. Say it was $70. First of all, I never talked to the customer. I try to just listen to the customer because I noticed there was a need for a customer to have someone listen to them, because it seemed like the customer always had to listen to someone. And I was amazed at how much they wanted me to give or wanted their business to go to me just because I was their friend. So while the guy was cleaning, I was making friends. So what I did was, after I started making friends with them, I would ask them, can I do a full house inventory for you? And most of the time they said, okay. Now, if I looked like a bum and went in there and said that, they'd probably kick me out. In the beginning, I took a full inventory of what they had. I looked at lampshades, blinds, of course, all the upholstery and carpet, and any oriental rugs that they had. But soon, I realized that they had tile, they had driveways, they had dirty houses outside, gutters. Now, I was buying Pampers instead of Huggies or generic diapers. My average job jumped to $440. I had more work than I can handle. Eventually, I had to hire people to duplicate what I was doing. Business grew, trucks grew. I had 5 trucks. I finally had steak on the table, a house, a car that all my friends already had, right? I was making a decent living with my wife and kids. Then probably the most amazing thing happened. I hired a female carpet cleaner. And she taught me a lot. And she followed my procedures exactly. She did a full house inventory every time. But not only that, after she did the full house inventory, she said, "Mrs. Jones, if you'd like me to do all these things today, I will give you 20% off." My average jumped from $440 to $700. I had finally learned how not to leave money on the table. It's not that they don't want it done, it's that they don't know you can do it. Also, if you're too busy cleaning, who can befriend a customer? Befriending customers had another advantage, that they gave me referrals. I never waited for them to call. Instead, I always took the initiative to call the customer myself. And I said, this is usually how it went. "Mrs. Jones, I'm not calling to sell you anything, but I just did Jenny's house. And she said that you were a friend of hers. And I'm just calling to introduce myself and let you know that if you ever were to need any carpet cleaning, that, I'd be happy to do that for you, give you a free estimate or give you a free room of cleaning." It changed during the course. But you know what I learned from that? Is they never remembered me, but they remembered that Jenny got her carpet cleaned, or upholstery cleaned, or house cleaned, or whatever. And when the time came, they called Jenny to get the number. If there's a moral to this story, it would be, don't just go out there for the $70 job. Rather, go out and get the $1,400 waiting out there for you. And you'd be surprised, a lot of my jobs turned into $1,400 jobs that were $70 jobs. Also, statistics show that 30% of the people who use professional carpet cleaners they will use a carpet cleaner no matter what, because they're either too busy, they have money, but the rest of the 70%, they either replace the carpet, or they never clean it, or they don't have any money, or they clean it themselves. So I'm just going to talk about the 30%. So you want to make sure when you do your target marketing, you market to the right person. Also, there was a study done in CleanFacts magazine about a year ago, and it found that 16% of the people that came or wanted their carpet clean came from coupons, phone books, other types of advertising, cold advertising as I call it. And 84% of the people actually come from referrals, repeats. A lot of you guys are nodding because that's how you get your customers. So go out there and do a full inventory of the house. Also then, give them a discount if they get it done right away. And if they don't do it now, you have it on the record. And also tap their friends. And you'll be amazed, if you listen to people, they will be willing to throw their money at you. And a great example here would be Dee Dee. People call her all the time and they basically eat out of her hand just because there's someone there to listen. All right, so that's my story from going from a $70 job to basically a $700 job average. And it'll work for you if you follow the procedures that I'm going to show you. I'm going to use this house as an example. This is a house in the suburb of New York. It's about 20 miles away from New York City. It's in a town called Scarsdale. Before we do the outside, let's go inside the house. This basically makes up that 30% of the customers who use carpet cleaners. You know, the guy is a stockbroker, investment banker. Wife has a master's degree, but she's half working because they have 3 kids. I'm going to use this house as an example to show you how much money you're leaving on the table. This is the reason you get the call. This is the most used room. It used to be the family room, right? This is actually a study. It has a computer in it. with 3 kids, 2 of them kind of big, older, I guess, and 1 younger, which is probably where the mess is from on the right. And the couch was also dirty. So they call you up for this, to clean this room and couch. So now the job is $175. This is typically what a carpet cleaner would do. He would clean this job, walk out, right? But look, there's protector that needs to be applied. And the way I figure protector usually is half the price of cleaning. And I know most people do that. It's also simple to figure it out like that. So now I'm collecting another $87.50 from this job. Now, a lot of carpet cleaners do sell protector, but this is where they stop. And this is where we are going to show you not to stop and take yourself to the next level. What you need to do is a whole house inventory. Okay? It's going to take you a good half an hour to do it. It took me a half an hour to do it. But the reason I was able to do it easier was because I always had a helper on the truck. It doesn't matter if you're working alone. Still do it, right? The beginning of the job, hopefully. I'm going to start from the entryway. This is a 12 by 4 rug. It's at least $48 to clean. Now the rates are going to be different. They're going to be all over for everyone watching because you're in different towns, there's different things, right? But these people also live in different towns. I'm talking about the 30%. Right here I see a 12 by 4 rug. At least $48 for cleaning at $1 a square foot. You add protector, you're up to $72. That's something you totally missed because you were out there cleaning just the room and the couch, okay? Now you add that to your inventory list. Here's another rug in the hallway. Same size, different dimensions, $72. Here's the living room. I see another rug, twice the size. That's another $150. I see a couch, light colored couch with pillows. That's another $150. I also see a lampshade. That's $35. How many of you don't do lampshades? Everyone doesn't do it. Lampshades are the easiest things to do. Blinds, curtains, they're the easiest add-ons. All you need is the sponge and a good vacuum cleaner. Vacuum it really well. You use the one with the horsehair brush attachment for your vacuum. Vacuum it really well. And this will clean anything. And I will show you by cleaning your hat as a privilege today. Hats can't be dry cleaned. Yeah, of course. They can be dry cleaned. Yeah, wake up. Hats you can't wash in the washer. So they're a great example, like lampshades, blinds, curtains, things like that. They can be dry cleaned. You see how dirty it is? I don't know if you guys saw it. It's pretty dirty. He should be embarrassed. He's a cleaner. Should I clean this off for him? It's too dirty. It's too much on there. Should I charge you? I think I'm going to charge you. So this works like an eraser. So now you can go into the house and clean their hats too. Go to the hat rack. It's got a little bit of fuzz on it. Okay. Yeah, I gotta vacuum it first. Okay, well I'd say that's kind of pretty clean. Now, another thing you can use the sponge for is this one doesn't have too many stains, which is good. It does have a stain right there. What you can do is use this as an eraser too. It will take any stain out, pretty much. So it's a really great tool. And what else you can do with it is when you're done with it, you throw it in the washer. You wash it, and it's reusable. So now you're not going to leave any lampshades on the table. Lampshades need to be cleaned because they're dusty. And once the customer realizes that, they want it done. Oh, sorry. I also see a chair there on the right, and there's another chair on the right of that. I can't see it in this picture. That's another 135 bucks. All right, now I turn to my right, and I see another couch. A love seat, curtains. That's another $150 for the couch. And $112.50 for the love seat. The curtains need a little vacuuming and the dry sponge cleaning. That's $45 for the curtains and $35 for the shears. Another $40 to protect them. Okay, I'm moving to the dining room where I see these chairs. They're made out of suede. Did you know that you can clean suede, nubuck, and a lot of those things with this stupid sponge? You can. You can erase a lot of spots too. And they have cushions on them. So the total from this job would be another $150. I also noticed an oriental rug. Here's a piano chair that you'd easily miss. It was dirty. The oldest daughter, 11 years old, played piano on it every day. We have another 60 bucks. Here's the rest from the dining room to the family room. And I see 2 leather couches, and I see another oriental rug. So for the couch, I'd say since it's leather, we get a little bit more for leather. For leather cleaning, we use just a leather cleaner. This is finished leather. Finished leather meaning that it has a coating on it. It's protected leather, it's also called. And it's very easily cleaned. Thank you very much. If it doesn't have any scuffs on it, what you could do is you take a neutral cleaner, like for example trashed, and you wipe it down, you get all the dirt off, and then you take one of these leather cleaners and conditioners, it's all oil-based, and you put it on. You don't even need a machine. That's another 150 bucks. Okay, and you're charging more for that because it's leather. That doesn't include protector because you can't protect it, right? Kind of protect it with this because it puts the oils in there. And the love seat for $90. Another rug, that's another $150. More curtains and shears, that's another $120. And then your lampshade, 35 bucks. Oh, look what I found. Step into one of the rooms. Dirty carpet. And guess what? They have 4 rooms. That's 950 square feet of carpeting. At 25 cents a square foot, that would be $237.50. Add protector, you're up to $356.25. And I haven't even measured the closets or checked the odor or the curtains. Look what I found. Something else in the room that you can clean. Mattress galore. These are all the mattresses in the different rooms. There's a bunk bed, there's a baby's bed, there's some other beds, and the master bed. I know it's kind of messy, but they don't clean for us carpet cleaners, you know. We come in to clean their house. No visitors. Mattress galore. For a mattress, I charge anywhere from $40 to $80. And the reason mattress cleaning is becoming so popular now is because the dust mite education that the customer is getting. People say that there's about 20 pounds of dust mites just in their mattresses. And
clean both sides of the mattress?
yeah, both. I usually do, yeah. And the edges too. This is what you do on cleaning mattresses and furniture, right? You take your vacuum hose, you put a towel on it, a white towel on it, and then you vacuum that area. Just any area on the furniture or the mattress, and then you show the customer what you got out of it. And when they see that, they will be in shock as to how much dirt is on their mattress and their upholstery. Mattress, you know, we shed. Everybody knows we shed, right? Dust mites feed on our skin. And where do we spend most of our time? Really, in bed. Otherwise, we're moving around all day. So it's all collecting onto your mattresses. Ooh, bingo. This is what I was looking for. Tile and grout. 3 bathrooms, a kitchen, all with dirty tile and grout. All right, I measured up. $1 a square foot, there was a total of 450 square feet. And ceiling, it would be $450 for the cleaning, and the ceiling would be $225. Look what else I found in the kitchen. I found some chairs. That's another $20 a piece. $10 to protect. Now we're up to 120 bucks. Just for the chairs. You know, I keep finding more items to clean. We're already up to $3,205.25. And we haven't even looked at the dining room. Are you starting to get the picture? Let's go outside for a second. These are the gutters that you can clean. Driveways, the garages, the exterior of the house. But if you don't tell them, they will never know. This is a gutter wand. And what you do is you can put like some kind of a rope here to keep it, you know, pull it to the position you want. And all you do is you hook it right up to your truck mount and you just run it down the gutter and then down the tube. That's it. That's gutter cleaning. A lot of older people get that done because they've had experiences with the gutters flooding their houses, their crawl spaces. So how much do you charge for that? Anywhere from 50 bucks to 150 bucks, depending on the size of the house. Now, what about the driveway? Chris and I invented this tool, by the way. It's called a water broom. That's why it's not assembled yet. What we do is we hook this up to our truck mount and we wash it, the driveway. And in different states and different places, they have regulations that it can't go into the storm drain. So what you do is, it's really easy. You just put, you know how the water flows towards the storm drain naturally? You just put your vacuum hose there. That's it. Clean the whole place. Everything's going to flow right into your vacuum hose. If you don't want to use that, you can use a tool called the turbo. You might have this already. This extracts too. So now everything's going into your truck mount. Power washing a house. You know, there's like 100, 150 bucks easy that we're leaving on the table. And at the same time, we're going to do the windows too. But we're not going to window wash. We're going to tell them we're going to wash them, but we're not going to squeegee wash them, right? So we're going to clean the whole house. And a lot of windows have cobwebs on them and dirt on them and things like that on them that needs to be taken off. And we're going to do the whole thing for them. That's another 150 bucks. And it's still using the same stuff you have, nothing else. Also, this comes in a 24 extension that we sell. And then just to take the weight off, there's a belt clip. You hook it up and you can just telescope all the way so you don't need a ladder. And then also these jets, they're detachable. So depending on what your need is, you can just change them out. We haven't even looked at the garage yet. What's in the garage? Cars. Dirt. They need to be washed. Ceiling. Oil. You know, our customers do have cars. So what you want to do is you want them to put an estimate for the cars as well. And when you're going to clean the car, aren't you going to protect it? We're going to protect the cars as well, right? So there's another $100 to clean, say, small car, another 50 bucks to protect it. Is there finished leather in those cars sometimes? Has that ever been cleaned? Go into my Mercedes. I have to pick up 4 kids every day. Look at it. That leather needs desperate cleaning. It's beige. All right. Now we get to the odor part. We haven't even talked about odor. There's lots of different ways. There's lots of different procedures. There's different levels of odor removal. The easiest one is enzymes. Does anyone know what an enzyme is?
It's just like the stuff inside your stomach where it heats up all the stuff, right?
Actually, what it is, he's exactly right. We have 4 bacteria in our body that help us digest food. That process produces enzymes. Okay, so the word enzyme is kind of misleading. It's actually bacteria. Okay, but if you told your customer, oh, here's some bacteria, that would be kind of scary, right? Just because of the connotations. Odor control is a huge part of the business, and it's usually, a lot of the times, I'd say at least 50% of the time, that you're getting the call anyway. How it works, besides digesting, bacteria digesting, producing enzymes. Are you guys familiar with septic systems, or anyone have one? You add Rid-X to it once in a while, right? What is that? It's a bacteria, and that digests the waste. Basically, that's what this is. Unfortunately, like Rid-X has time to work, to digest. It's sitting there, and it's eating away. But if you put a product like this onto your carpet, it's gonna dry. It's not gonna have full time to work. And also, something else you should know, the guys who buy the other products from the pet stores, they don't have inhibitors in it. We figured out if you don't have inhibitors in them, the bacteria itself eats away at each other. And eventually that bottle doesn't have the juice it needs to have. So you wanna make sure that if you use, especially this product, Stinky Winky, that you add water to activate it. For cats, it's 1 to 3. For dogs, it's 1 to 10. And I have a guy in a probably one of the jail capitals of the world. It is the jail capital of the world, in Joliet, Illinois. He buys about a case every week. So I was asking him why he buys a case a week. What he does, he sells it to the customer at 35 bucks. And it would cost you like $8.99 or something per case for one. And he's selling that for 35. I said, well, why do you do that? He said, because you know what? They have so much urine that I'm never going to be able to get it out. And I don't want to go back on a call. So I just tell them this is the best product out there and you should just use this yourself. And they're happy because they're in a blue collar area and you know they don't want to spend too much money on odor anyway. More on odor. Now I told you that there are different levels of odor. This right here is called OSR. Basically what OSR does is takes your enzymes and it adds oxygen to your enzymes. What happens is when you mix it up in warm water, not hot water because the hot water will kill the enzymes. You mix it up in warm water, it activates the enzymes. The enzymes mass produce because they have oxygen there. And remember, for some of you who've been to the carpet class, when you have an organic stain like urine, what do you need? You need oxygen. So now, not only are you going to get rid of the smell, you're also going to get rid of the stain, and it's going to work a lot faster. It's going to take about 15 to 30 minutes for it to work. Now, there are going to be certain applications where you have to remove the padding. What's padding? It's a sponge, right? And the subfloor could get wet. Depends how bad your urine is. And you need to educate the customer because the dogs can lift their legs and it could be in the baseboards and the drywall. And also, interestingly enough, if there's a urine stain and it's on cement, it's worse than wood because it can go down 7 inches deep. Here, basically, it's easy to do. These are just some of the steps. You obviously do your fiber ID. You don't want to be putting the OSR regular for on a natural carpet because of the pH and all that. You want to mix it in an open bucket because you're mixing oxygen. Has anyone mixed it in a pump-up sprayer and have it blow up on them? Buck? What happens? You mix OSR in a pump-up and it blew up? It blows up because the oxygen expands. So what you do is you mix it up in an open bucket and then you apply it to that area and give it 15 to 30 minute dwell time. And then you extract it using a concentrated extractor like a water claw, or you could use a hand tool that you have on your truck. Also, we have OSR for wool now too, because wool being a natural fiber, cats are attracted to it a lot. Josh?
When you mix it, does it matter if you add water to the OSR, or should you add the OSR to the water?
Water, then the OSR. Good question. And never too hot.
That's my question. How hot is too hot?
Over 180 degrees.
First one up out of the bucket is too hot.
And sometimes it doesn't foam up. You know, it depends. They're variables. If you want to remove odor 100%, you need an ozone machine. And this goes with a personal story I have about my daughter. She has, Rigo's been there. Rigo does my house. My daughter's room has a different carpet. You noticed that, right? It used to be the same carpet that was in the whole house. So I ripped the carpet out, I ripped the padding out, used the OSR, put it back. I still have this odor. But you know what? It's not from the carpeting anymore. It's from this room. And it's gone into every little crevice. So one of the customers, smart customers, big buyer, convinces Dee Dee to buy an ozone machine. Her feeling guilty, she takes the ozone machine. And now we own an ozone machine at home, which we could buy for less from here. But it's a nice ozone machine. And we put the ozone machine in there and turn the button on. 2 hours gone, odor completely gone. Now this is one of the biggest money-making secrets, and the guy who does this in town is not here, so I'm gonna tell you. Ozone machines rent for $56 a night. And usually they stay in home for 72 hours. 72 hours. 3 days. Okay, so 56 times 3. It's good money. One of the guys bought this to do cars only. He goes to car dealerships once a week to a different one. They have at least 20 cars for him. Cars have what in them? Cigarette smoke, right? Milk spilled, animal, all kinds of stuff. Now, the car is not going to sell unless it smells good. And ozone makes it smell good. So what he does is he hooks it up. And this is actually to my car. And the reason I did this is because we left garbage in the back for 3 days. And Chris and I cleaned the whole thing. We put everything on it, but the odor had just gone everywhere. Okay. So we used it for 2 hours and boom, it's gone. So you get this guy who does the car dealerships, he's getting $50 a pop to do a car. And he's doing what, 20 at a time when he goes to the dealership. That's pretty darn good money, and you're just waiting around, you know? Just put it on, wait for 20 minutes, go to the other car, put it on, wait for 20 minutes, read a book, answer your phone, call more dealerships. This probably is one of the best investments you can make without going into restoration business. Okay, Taff, stop now. I'm tired just thinking about all this work. My next question is, what form do you have that I can use? Have you done this work for me already? Because I know myself. I'll probably never get around to it. The whole house inventory form. Well, here it is. You guys can take 2 sheets each, because it's 2 pages long, and just pass it along. Thank you. what it is thank you for letting me do your furnishing inventory. I really appreciate it. This helps me when you call back for service and also helps you realize the services my company offers. Protector is an important part to help you maintain your furnishing and increase the life of your furnishings. For your convenience, I have listed the Protector separate from the cleaning price. In your entryway, in your living room, in your family room, in your dining room, in your master bedroom, and this is the same page, in your second room, in your third room, in your fourth room. Other areas I noticed, including odor concerns. Okay. You know, more than 50% of the people have cats and dogs, and they have multiple cats and dogs. I'm also going to do your inventory outside the house. Customer would never know you'd clean gutters. You know what you do is you just put extension on this gutter wand. You can hook it up right to this with a quick connect, or you can hook it up to that 24-foot pole that I was talking about, and then you can reach any gutter without having to get on a ladder. Your garage, your cars, outside of your house, your driveway, other services that we offer like cleaning cars if you want to do that. And then down at the bottom it says, thank you once again for your patience to have me do this inventory. If you would like any of these services performed today, I can give you a discount of 20% since we are here already. If you would like these services performed in the future, I would like you to know that I would be happy to do them for the price listed. Not getting 20% later. Since things are beyond my control, I can guarantee you the above prices for 6 months of this cleaning. I'm not done with this customer yet. All right, I'm going to tap this customer for referrals now. And you know what? The referrals, I call myself. I never wait. Those magnets, they're cool. Those free spotting bottles, they're awesome. But you know what? If you don't make it a point to get referrals yourself from the customer, you're not going to succeed. And I've really noticed this in my life. When I was making the 220 average, that when I got a referral from the 220, it ended up being 450. The reason for that is because it's not me, it's the trust from Jenny to Miss Jones that is getting passed on. And I'm just in the middle of it. And remember, 84% of the business is happening underground. It's not coupons or phone books or any of that. And if you do any of that, you still need to get referrals. Basically, it's a win-win for everyone. You give your customer a discount. They win because they get a discount. You get more customers. And of course, you're being a good carpet cleaner, you're going to get a customer who's going to be happy as well. But Taff, you know I'm busy and I don't have time for making this referral form. Did you make that for me also? Yeah. Here it is. It's just one sheet. You guys can pass it along. It says, take 25% off your invoice price today. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve you. We trust everything came out as or better than expected. But if for any reason you were not fully satisfied with the quality of our work, we want to hear from you. All of us, it's the name of my old company, Clean USA, truly believe that you are the reason for our work, and your call will never interrupt our work, but will only improve it. So please do not hesitate to call for any reason. Our number is blah, blah, blah. Also listed on our free spot remover bottle and the refrigerator magnet. If you have extra spot removers or magnets, then please pass them on to your friends, relatives, and neighbors. Since our main source of new customers is through the word of mouth of our current customers, we have decided to reward you for introducing us to your friends. For every friend or relative you introduce to us, we will give you $5 off your invoice. They must live within 30 minutes drive from our house, because I did get someone in New York. Have carpets, furniture, and be real people. If these people do not exist, then we will invoice you for the amount due. Before you start, please answer the following questions. Your name. And then you list all the services you provide because you want that to go into their mind. Did you know we clean commercial residential carpets? Now here's an important point. If you were going to clean my house, Rigo, cleaning my house, guess what? He didn't tap the office. He never asked me, do you own an office? He knows I own an office, but do you have carpet at your office? Do you have furniture? Do you have leather chairs? Look at all these chairs. They're dirty. They all need cleaning. There's 20 of these chairs, and there's probably more. Leather chairs, leather furniture, area rugs, tile and grout, bathroom. You see? So also in that form that I gave you, you can also add your office, or just a reminder to yourself. And you know what I used to do? I used to just show up at their office. Say, hey, Jenny, how did it go? Did you like it? Are you happy? Was your husband happy when he came home? And before that, she, it's like within that conversation, she'd be introducing me to her boss, her secretary, and then all of a sudden, there's 10,000 square foot of carpet to clean. And this actually happened in a huge, what was it? It's a mutual fund company, but they do fixed income mutual fund or something. And they had 20,000 employees. Pretty darn good. Also, we offer 24-hour flood restoration, repair and restretch carpets. And then you just give them the list and they can put their phone numbers. And then what you want to do is you want to go home and say, hey, I just finished Jenny's house. I'm not calling to sell you anything. I just wanted to let you know that I did her house and she was happy, and I wanted to introduce myself to you. That's it. Okay, we're still not done tapping. We want to give away free spot remover bottles, and you don't want to give generic ones that everyone has, because you know what? I've gone underneath people's kitchen cabinets and found a bottle that looks exactly the same as the other carpet cleaner's bottle, which he bought from a supplier. So this is actually truly the bottle I passed out, the original. And it has my numbers on it. And the guy who bought my company, who's actually has a bigger company than mine, he also put his information down there. And he still uses this company name because of the market that we're in, and it's got name recognition and all that. So this costs you about $1.29. The chemical costs you, with the snap top and sticker, and the chemical costs you 5 cents, less than 5 cents. All right. Also, we're getting this CRI approved now. So all the warranties in 2007, if you use even a spot remover on your carpet, it has to be approved by the Carpet and Rug Institute. If it isn't, it'll void the warranty. So anyone who gets these bottles and wants the CRI approval, it's $50 a year only for you. And that's really cheap. And it'll have the CRI logo on it, and it won't void the warranty. So that'll set you a step ahead of the other people. I don't recommend any of the smaller sizes. I like the big size because the chemical cost really isn't anything. And yeah, Steve?
What is the chemical? Is that something we put in it, or do you fill it?
What I get approved, I'm getting Magic Potion approved as a chemical, because Magic Potion, you can actually drink it and nothing will happen to you because it's made out of a product used in food. And then also another interesting thing, good thing you mentioned that, I forgot to mention, is what we can do for you is put the MSDS sheet right there, the direction, where it is on our website. So if anything was to happen, if someone wants to drink the whole thing and something happened, which I don't think would happen, but if it was to happen, then they could go to the website, pull up the MSDS sheet, and you would never even get the call. And we'd have to deal with that. you want to give these away. Why? Because you want them to think of you every time they think of a spot. I used to give them with triggers. Triggers cost as much as the bottle or more. So at what, 20 bucks a pop? I mean, $2 a pop, at least.
Would you offer the free lifetime refills as well?
I didn't, but some customers do. On mine, it doesn't say that, does it? This is not mine. Some people say it on there. Free lifetime refills, and I think that's a Joe Polish thing. Free refills, right here. Okay. We're still not done tapping this customer, okay? We need to do our 5 rounds, 10 rounds, 20 rounds, in Derek's case, 100 rounds. And what we need to do is we need to put our door hangers. And the way to correctly use door hangers is get Mrs. Jones's permission and tell her if it's okay, ask her if it's okay to write her name here. And you tell the customer, when you put it on the door, the customer will probably read this and throw it away. This is kind of an interesting, actually it's a really good flyer, it does work if you use it consistently. But if you put their name, what's gonna happen is 6 months from now, they're gonna know who got their carpet cleaned by you, and they remember seeing this door hanger on there. So that's the correct way to use these. And you wanna do your 10 rounds because you just saw that house. Do you know how much that house was worth? It didn't look like it, but it was. It was in New York City. Huh?
It had enough couches in it.
Yeah, and rugs and rooms and... So what? What are the neighbors like? How much do you think the neighbors' houses are? Are they mobile homes or... Do you think that there might even be houses there, $5 million houses there? Yeah, of course. Do you think the guy who's an investment banker who works from, he gets up at 5 and comes home at 9, 4 days a week, and on Friday he comes home at 7:30. Do you think that he's going to go to the store, get a rug doctor, and clean his carpet? So basically what we did just now, we went from $175 job to thousands and thousands of dollars just from one customer. That's what they called us for. So what does a successful carpet cleaner do? Doesn't leave money on the table, taps his customers to the max, does his 10 rounds religiously, get referrals, and calls the referrals himself. What does a bad carpet cleaner do? Well, none of the above, obviously. Instead, he waits by his phone, and he complains being slow. Does not use good products, does not have them in stock. And Mrs. Jones says, oh, yeah, you can do my driveway. Oh, I have no oxyblaster. Does not use efficient, reliable, and new machines. What happens is all of a sudden he gets a job, and oh, you're laughing because you know someone who does that, right? And then you're doing a job and it breaks down on you, on the job, and you're losing $2,000. While most people think if I buy a used machine, I'm gonna save money. Well, yeah, you're gonna save money, but it's gonna keep costing you money. And Steve, right, it's true, if you buy a used machine, it keeps costing you money.
Yes.
And it never stops. So what it does, it takes away from your business and you lose money. And that's another reason you should maintain your machines really well, so they don't break down when they're new to. Also loses money because of the breakdown. The chemicals don't perform to par. They don't meet the customer's warranty. So there he gets liability. Now he's sitting there, I'm getting sued. You know, life is ending. And soon he's going to be out of business. What he tries to do is saves money on the expense side. And what he really needs to do is fully tap his revenue side. Did you know that chemical cost is only 5% of your whole business, your revenue? Less than 5%. And people worry about that. And guess how much we got out of this house? It was $175 they called us for. And what are our door hangers going to produce? What are the referrals going to produce? We just don't focus on that. We sit home and we worry the phone's not going to ring. It's not ringing. We're not doing well. All right, now you're going to ask me, hey, Taffa, what do I do for commercial accounts? I'm going to spoon feed you. Well, the same thing as above. Basically, you need to make an inventory list for them as well. So just kind of copy that, change the words a little bit, and do a full inventory. You walk into our office, what do you see? You see this carpet, you see lots of rugs everywhere, you see leather couches, you see travertine floor, you see ceramic floor in the bathroom, and what else do you see? Partitions. You see lots of chairs. And you know we get our office cleaned all the time. You know that we have a regular person on Monday. Commercial jobs and residential jobs all need regular service as well. So what you do is you put them on a contract, okay? First time you cleaned the house, it was our office. It was only $450, right? And you go away. You're done. You're waiting for the phone again to ring. But you know what? You need to put them on a quarterly program. And it's going to be a lot easier for you to clean. And they want that. I want this place to stay clean all the time. I don't want it clean, get dirty, and then be cleaned once a year. Does that make sense? That's how people think. I want my house, Rigo, to stay, thank you very much, to stay clean all the time. I want it not to be so dirty and then get it clean all of a sudden. But there are people who do that. But I think they do that because either they don't have the money or they don't have the time to even call you. Or they don't have a contract. So what we're doing is we're taking this $450 commercial job in this example. It could be a residential job. And we're putting them on a contract. Now you're going to ask me, Taff, have you made that contract for me? Right? No, I have not. It is on a website called carpetcleaningboard.com. You go there, and I've listed all my marketing stuff there. You can just, even if you lose some of these things, you can just click over there and see it. So basically, you've turned this job from a $450 job to a $1,665 job, and it's 3.7 times more than your first cleaning alone. So we're still tapping that customer, right? And we're going to tap the commercial end the same way. Brings me to the portfolio. Present your pricing with the portfolio. If everyone wants to be cheap, you're not going to make money. You're not going to survive in the business. What you need to do is differentiate, okay? Look at cars, for example. There's different ranges of cars. You get something for $10,000, you can get something for $200,000 or even more, right? So what you need to do, your 30% of the customers that use your service are not you. Does that make sense? You might not be your typical customer. Rigo, do you use your Bruno's carpet cleaning machine as an advantage to save money cleaning your house? Yes, right? I used to do that. And the reason your customer is never going to do that is because they just don't have the time. They do have the money. All right, if you don't have a professional looking portfolio, it's time to make one now, all right? Because it differentiates you from the rest of the guys, the coupon guys and all those people. And all of a sudden, the question is going to become, and it's going to be targeted towards the coupon guy. And we say, can I see your portfolio? This is an example of mine. This is my certification. Just shows them that I'm certified in all these different categories. That gives them confidence. that I'm educated. I tell them about the IICRC firm, and I tell them that they can go to this website and get more information on carpet cleaners. It's a good source to find a carpet cleaner. And I also tell them that I'm certified to do stone masonry, ceramic, tile cleaning as well. Gives them confidence in me. So now the coupon doesn't mean anything to them. The phone book ad doesn't mean that much to them. They trust me. They want the other guy to be like me now. These are some before and after pictures, and those are extremely important to be in your portfolio. And I don't know if you noticed, everything that I have up there has a story with it. Okay, you want to put a story with your job. Like the first one, before the owner listed it, they were considering replacing it. But we cleaned it and made it look like new. And we can do that if we know how to clean tile and grout correctly. So you have to watch the tile and grout video if you haven't gone to the class. Also, other services that you offer that they might have not realized in your portfolio. Look at this beautiful portfolio. First of all, look, I love that, don't you? You just made it, just in a few days, right? We're just talking about it a day or two.
It's not done yet.
It's not done, obviously. I mean, this is just the beginning. It's got its cart there. This guy's got this information on trash green label, tells the customer before and after pictures there, and tells him about the safety of his product. It also says when you use our company, you get quality, integrity, honesty, respect, and environmental responsibility. Nowhere does it say a price, because the price will cheapen your service. Even in our catalog, if you notice that, it's a lot of education and then the price is down at the bottom. It never explodes like someone else because they don't describe anything. They're selling only on price. When you sell only on price, you will go out of business. And then it tells them about his family. You know, it's basically what he's doing. When they read this, he's shaking their hand. He's shaking their hand without shaking their hand. He's saying, here's everything about me. Services he offers. There's lots of different services. Now there's going to be more, right? After today. The machine that he uses. And Derek, being smart, he obviously bought the best machine that we have, which I think is the best bang for the buck. And he talks about his procedure, what he does. He pre-vacuums. Why not pre-vacuum? Sets you apart from the other guy. You know, he moves furniture. Sets you apart from the other guy. Careful steps, preconditioning. The bait and switch guy do. Oh, preconditioning's extra. Oh, this carpet's extra dirty, I'm gonna have to charge you another 20 cents a square foot. And he explains why hot water extraction is used, and a lot of the carpet cleaners' warranties, carpet companies' warranties will say that you need hot water extraction. Stain and spot treatment he talks about. Grooming the carpet. Replacing the furniture on protectors so it doesn't stain. Now all of a sudden, was the customers looking at the coupon or the phone book, what are they going to say if they look at this portfolio? They're going to start getting nervous. This guy is too cheap. There's no way he can do this for that price. Look at these beautiful before and after pictures. That gives them some expectation of what's going to happen. This is more about his tile and grout cleaning, how he does that.
I got rid of the pictures that screwed up.
Which ones? Did I miss something? No. So anyway, he's working on it. He just started, and everyone needs to start on it. And you saw mine, and it's pretty basic, and it doesn't matter. And some customers, thank you very much, Derek. Target their target really is, say, realtors, for example. So you want to target it to the realtor. Put down all the realtors that you do. Put down all the property managers that you do. List of your customers. What I did on mine, I don't know where it is, but I took pictures of those huge buildings that I used to do, and I put them there. And it used to be on my website. I don't know if it's still on there. And that's another good thing. Take pictures of big projects that you do. You did a city hall, Carson City Hall. Well, why don't you have a picture? Take a picture of the city hall. Say that was 40,000 square feet. Do you guys have any questions?
You mentioned the spotter bottle and the magnet as a leave behind. What else would go in that leave behind package?
I think even if you didn't do that, it's more important for you to do what I was teaching you as far as the referral sheet goes, your turnarounds and asking them for referrals and doing a whole house inventory. That probably by far is the most important thing to grow your business rapidly. When you get to the point where I had like 5 guys running, you know, it's a different game you're playing. At that point, they're not doing their job correctly, except for that girl. They're not doing their job correctly. But yeah, in that case, maybe you should get a magnet. But I think the spot remover is important for everyone, big or small. We're getting ready for a barbecue, that's why that noise. It's ice. If I was going to start at one place, I would start with this. But then again, start with your sheet. Start with the whole house inventory, office inventory. Ask for the referrals yourself. Call the referrals yourself. Find out if they have an office. Go show up at their office. They will talk. I mean, if you showed up here, and Rigo, say you showed up here, and you asked Didi, so how did the house turn out 3 days later? You probably do this because you're nodding here. You do stuff like this. I noticed that. Because you did call me too after you finished and you said, Taff, are you happy with everything? How did it turn out? It was the next day, right? I said it was great. I was happy. But you walk into this office and say, you know, you can get people's business cards when you're there. It's no big deal. Just ask for it. They want to talk about themselves. That's what they want to do. You take the card and you come up to the office. And all of a sudden, sitting on the right of Didi is Melody. Sitting on the left is Gail. Now, guess what? So how'd that guy do? How'd that guy do? You know, they ask. And then before you know it, there's your referral going again. And while you're here, do your 10 rounds. Think these people don't have carpet? They have more carpet than us. That makes sense? Who's anyone done that yet? Showed up at our office and gone to knocking on these doors? Why not? People come in here to kill time all the time. They're sitting here for 30, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, sometimes eating the girls' brains or waiting for the next job or just lollygagging with us. But why are they not knocking on the doors? And there was people in my class and I gave them a lead. I said, Emser Tile, and you're familiar with that. I said, they need their tile and grout cleaning desperately. And if you clean their tile and grout, you're gonna get their regular business, right? No one did it. There's a hungry guy who went to my tile and grout prior. He asked me, Taff, do you have any leads? Why would he ask me that out of the blue? I said, you know what? I don't know if anyone's contacted this person, but I had told this person at Emser Tile that I was gonna do the class and send someone over there to do an estimate. But none of these people showed up. So this guy shows up, okay? Does the job. It was a $1,400 job. Didn't charge him a penny. Guess what he got out of there? Instantly. He got a $2,200 job just sealing limestone. Like that. the same day. People just don't do it. You know, even Magic Wand Company, you notice in the back of the book, you were making joke of that. We don't want grumpy people. We don't want grouchy people. And you know what? We don't want new people either. We usually like the word of mouth. When it comes from some friend, then we get that trust passed on. So that's basically it. If you have any other questions, we'd be happy to answer.